On Global TV News Express, bomb blast kills 8, injures 21 in Borno State. On the business, Bitcoin hit $84,900 as tariff exemptions spark crypto rise. The first in U.S. Embassy releases new visa interviews requirement for Nigerians. On the sport news, Galatasaray forever in my heart, or cement the class. Hello and welcome to News Express live on Global Television, coming to you from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Edikan Michael. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. President Bola Tinubu has directed the National Open University of Nigeria to shift towards becoming a fully online institution, leveraging its existing expertise in open and distance learning. President Tinubu said this in Abuja at the 14th convocation of the institution. This even has mandated the institution to maximize a delivery system to fully embracing technology, taking its online capabilities to the next level. Allow the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has urged the Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas to immediately withdraw the Representative Bill 4, an act to amend the Nigeria Data Protection Act 2023, which seeks to regulate the activities of bloggers operating within the territorial boundaries of Nigeria. SERAP urged President of the Senate Godswill Akpabio and the Speaker of the House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas to ensure that any amendment to the Nigeria Data Protection Act promote and protect the right of bloggers and other journalists and does not undermine the fundamental human rights of Nigerians. And our governors-elect under the People's Democratic Party have to take position of the National Secretary and the National Executive Committee of the party as a meeting about Oyo State. The governors will discuss matters relating the Rivers State emergency rule and address key issues impacting both the country and the party. The governors are meeting 3 weeks after the Supreme Court returned Senator Samuel Anyanwu as the National Secretary of the party against their favored Sunday Oda Okoye. Allow Hariwa Firm for peaceful coexistence as part of a vote of confidence on the National Chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, the National President of the body, Bature Haruna, and the Federal Capital Authority Coordinator of the group, Mark Okpanachi Oga, while briefing journalists in Abuja, says the decision to pass a vote of confidence on Ganduje followed a careful and objective assessment of his leadership since the assumption of office in August 2023. The group also, under the Ganduje's direction, the APC has recorded major electoral victories in 4 out of 5 off-cycle governorship elections in Kogi, Imo, Edo, and Ondo states. And on a sad note, the bomb blast suspected to have been planted by Boko Haram militants has claimed 8 lives and injured 21 others along the Maduguri-Damboa Highway. The Borno State Governor, Babagana Zulum, disclosed these after visiting the injured victims at the specialist hospital in Maduguri. During his hospital visit, Governor Zulum expressed condolences to the families of the deceased and condemned the attack, noting it regrettable that such incidents are happening at the time. The Lagos Free Trade Zone Command of the Nigeria Customs Service reported a sharp rise in revenue generation while appealing for urgent infrastructure development during an oversight visit by the House of Representative Committee on Customs, and the Lagos NCS spotlighted its remarkable revenue performance and operational stride since its inception in February 2022. The Comptroller, Olaro Oju, in a welcome address to the delegation led by Committee Chairman Honorable Leke Abijade, disclosed that the command has grown from a revenue of 25 billion naira in 2022 to 358 billion naira in 2024. He also noted that the command had already recorded 113 billion naira in the first quarter of 2025. Enugu Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture has urged the Central Bank of Nigeria to intensify efforts to save indigenous businesses and industrial sector from total collapse. The President-Chief, Odedega, made the call at the CBN Special Day at the ongoing 36th Enugu International Trade Fair. He acknowledged the various interventions of the CBN in supporting and encouraging the growth of businesses in various sectors of the economy. 3 major aviation unions have issued a stern warning to the Nigeria Meteorological Agency, threatening to resume a previously suspended strike over the agency's alleged failure to keep to their bargaining agreement signed earlier this year. In a letter jointly signed by the National Union of All Air Transport Employees, the Association of Nigeria Aviation Professionals, and the Amalgamated Union of Public Corporations, Civil Service, Technical and Recreational Service Employees, the unions expressed deep disappointment in NIMET's management, accusing it of breaching the terms of an agreement reached on January 28, 2025. The United Nations Assistant Secretary General Haruna Aziakunwa has commended Nigeria's government and the National Assembly for voting $200 million for healthcare in Nigeria. The commendation followed the withdrawal of the funding assistance by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID. Speaking at the meeting in Lagos with the delegation of the House of Representatives led by Deputy Speaker Honorable Benjamin Kalu, the Aziakunwa, who is also the African Regional Director for the United Nations Development Program, said Nigeria's actions set a precedent on the continent. And now the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has released the result of the 2025 mock Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination conducted on Thursday, April 3rd. JAMB discloses in a statement by its spokesperson, Fabian Benjamin. According to the board, the mock UTME is optional and aims to test its yearly innovations while also giving candidates an opportunity to experience the computer-based stage environment ahead of the main examination. You're watching live broadcasts of the News Express. When News Express returns, federal government forms the panel to assess the economic impact of the United States tariff. We will have those details coming shortly, plus foreign and sport stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know that Global Television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch Global Television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television.
Welcome back, and now to business updates. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has given the 14 airlines a 1-week deadline to settle reviewed sanction fines following delays in the payment and appeals from the several operators. This comes as the authority revealed it has revised some of the initial sanction amount in light of the new information and resolutions reached by the airlines. NCAA says that it will begin following up with airlines next week, particularly those who have received the revised sanction figures but have not responded. The federal government has set up a subcommittee to assess the direct and indirect impact of the recent trade tariff announced by the United States on Nigeria's economy. According to a statement released by the Director of Information and Public Relations at the Federal Ministry of Finance, Mohammed Manga, the economic management team chaired by the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Dun. The meeting, according to Manga, was attended by key ministries and agencies involved in the economic management and policy coordination of the country. And more on the world of business, Bitcoin climbs at 1.5% to the $840,900, attempting to end a 3 months downtrend after the Donald Trump administration excluded key tech imports, including smartphones and chips, from the new reciprocal tariffs. United States Customs and the Border Protection's exemptions are seen as a trade war concession easing market fears. Analysts like the KBC later suggest bond market pressure may be influencing the shift in the policy. Of foreign seed, Israeli bombs render Al Arab hospital in Gaza City out of service as child patient dies in cold after evacuation. The attack comes after Israeli military issued new displacement orders for residents of the central Nuseirat refugee camp as well as the southern Khan Yunis. A Hamas delegation is in the Cairo for talks hosted by Egyptian mediators. And the United States Embassy in Nigeria has released new requirement for visa interviews starting from April 22nd, 2025. In a statement, the embassy says all visa applicants in Abuja and Lagos must bring a DS-160 visa application form with a confirmation barcode number starting with AA and followed by 0020 that matches the one used to make the appointment online. The embassy stated that the applicant must make an appointment in the location selected when filling out a DS-160 and the matching barcode numbers. Now, Tanzania's main opposition party has been barred from participating in this year's election days after its leader was charged with treason. Ramadhan Kalima, director of elections at the Independent National Electoral Commission, said that the Chadema had failed to sign a code of conduct document that was due on Saturday, meaning the party was disqualified from October's elections. Last week, Chadema's leader Tunde Lissu was arrested and charged with the treason following a rally in southern Tanzania at which he called for electoral reforms. Now, sports, Marco Hanotovic helped move Inter Milan 6-point clear at the top of Serie A with a goal and assist in Saturday's 3-1 win over the Cagliari ahead of their Championship League. And our showdown with Bayern Munich, playing in place of Marcus Thuram, with coach Simon looking ahead to Wednesday's quarter-finals second leg with the Bayern. Anatovic has shared champions Inter ahead in the 13th minute. Wrapping up sports, Barcelona needed a George one goal to edge the Leganés 1-0 and move 7-point clear of Real Madrid at the top of La Liga's second-place championship. Madrid faced Alaves on Sunday had have to play catch-up after Hansi Flick's side has scrapped their way to a narrow but vital win on the road. Victor Osimhen has declared that Galatasaray will always remain in his heart as Nigerian prepares to depart the Turkish club at the end of the 2024-2025 season following his loan spell from Napoli. The prolific forward, who recently scored his 17th goal of 2025 to move a jointed with Barcelona's Robert and A Sporting's Victor Aguero, is among the Europe's top marksmen this calendar year. As we wrap up the News Express, let's take a look at our top stories. We told you earlier that a bomb blast suspected to have been planted by Boko Haram militants have claimed 8 lives and injured 21 others along the Maiduguri-Damboa highway. And in business, Bitcoin climbed 1.5% to $84,900, attempting to end 3 months downtrend after Trump administration excluded key tech imports. And on the foreign scene, the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria has released new requirement for visa interviews starting from April 22nd, 2025. And on sporting news, we told you Victor Osimhen has declared that Galatasaray will always remain in his heart as Nigeria prepares to depart the Turkish club at the end of the 2024-2025 season. And that's a package here on News Express. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Start Times channel 276. Kindly follow us on all streaming platform now shown on the screen at Global TV. And you can also download the Nigeria app for the Android app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I am Adikat Michael. Thanks so much for joining us here on News Express. See you again.